Django Fett on the job.
Hey guys, I'm Django Fett, and if you haven't seen episode, I think it was 4 with Edward, I definitely recommend you check it out. Definitely some great topics we discussed, and a lot more questions that I asked, and I will ask my new guest as well. But if you haven't, also make sure to check out the Star Wars Reviews Facebook page as well, where we discuss Star Wars, review TV shows, comics, movies, even the movies, and the TV shows. So please be sure to join the group, and yeah. So this is the Why We Love the EU podcast series. This is episode 5, I believe. I lost count at this point. I apologize. But yeah, I know. But today I'm here with BumblingBeaver, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Hello, everybody. This is BumblingBeaver. I make crappy YouTube videos on YouTube, and you can go check it out if you want to. I mostly make videos of like older Star Wars games. I did a playthrough of Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. I was gonna say Last Crusade, but no, that's the movie. And yeah, so I just do some random videos when I can, in between my stupidly busy life. So go check it out if you're interested, and check out that Facebook group. It's pretty fun. We get to review stuff, and I'll just talk about all kinds of things that are Star Wars related. So there you go.
We can always talk about other Star Wars stuff. I mean, non-Star Wars stuff as well. But since it's a Star Wars related group, I just figured, what? Maybe next time.
Yeah.
Maybe
We could create a group that says everything else or something. I don't know.
Everything else but Star Wars.
Yeah, everything else but Star Wars.
You're
No
not allowed to
Star
talk about
Wars
Star
here.
Wars. If you talk about Star Wars, you're banned. Get out of the group.
Go to the Star Wars review group.
Yeah, go to those losers. Go join those losers.
Exactly.
I should make that though. That is actually a great idea. That is a great idea.
Everything but Star Wars.
If you talk about Star Wars, I'm banning your ass from this group. Oh boy. Okay.
That would be great.
I'll make sure to put a description for Ben, aka Beaver's YouTube channel as well. So he does Jedi Outcast videos, a game that I'll never touch probably or never beat in my lifetime because it's way too long and
Because you're
hard as
noob.
shit.
You're a noob.
I do it on normal, and I have my ass kicked like every time. And you don't get a goddamn lightsaber until like the end of the game. I'm just like, what's the point? What's the
You
point?
actually get the lightsaber like halfway through the game.
Like halfway.
Most
yeah.
of
Whatever.
most of the game is spent with your lightsaber, which does make the game considerably easier. But you know what? You know what's a good strategy for the early part of the game, Django? You may have heard this before. You shoot everybody in the head.
Well, it's hard to get headshots.
Not really.
The controls are so weird. Like it's
Controls
so
aren't that
sensitive.
weird.
Like I turn the
Mouse-
sensitivity down, and it's still like so sensitive. Like it's crazy.
It's mouse and WASD. Come on, Django.
I use the WASD and the mouse as well, and God damn it, I'm not good at the game. I'm good at Jedi Academy. I gotta admit, I love that game though. Love Jedi Academy.
Jedi Academy is a great game, but it's really dumbed down compared to Jedi Outcast.
True.
Jedi Outcast Master Race.
I love how this is going. I love it.
Though honestly, the first time I did play Jedi Outcast, I did find it very challenging. But ever since then, I played it, I don't know, 8 times probably, because it's literally, I think it's literally my favorite game ever. And I don't know, it's just easy now, I guess, but
Because you played it so many
I
times.
enjoy it. So. Yeah, I've played it so many times. Well, okay, most of it is easy. The last boss fight, not so easy.
Hmm.
I was actually very surprised. I actually recorded this video where you fight. It's like the mid game boss, Tavion, the
Hmm.
apprentice to Desan. In
Okay.
previous playthroughs, before I recorded this, I had always had so much trouble with Tavion. She was killing me all the time, you know. And then this playthrough, I go and kill her in a few lightsaber strikes, and I'm sitting there like, what even happened? I don't even, you know.
A lot of people think I knock Jedi Outcast that it's a bad game, that it's like so tough, like it's bad. Like I don't think that at all. Like it's a tough game and I can't finish it, but it's still a really good game. It's not a bad game at all. People
It
don't get that
really,
confused.
yeah,
Okay, it's not a bad game. I,
it's just hard
it's
for.
just really hard. Yeah, it's too hard for me. It's probably one of the hardest
uh,
games I've ever played.
really?
Yeah, that and Dark Souls. I cannot get into Dark Souls at all. I don't see the
I
hype,
never
and
played.
I can't get to the first level. Like it's just I'm a I like I'm a hardcore gamer. Like I'm used to like all these hard games, but like Dark Souls is just it's insane. Like I can't even get past the first level, and I don't really see the appeal behind it. I'm sorry, Dark Souls fans out there. I'm not a big fan of that game series.
I I've never played it myself because I don't like the idea of constantly dying
Yeah.
all the time. Because oh yeah, more realistic or whatever. Yeah, because it's totally realistic that you keep respawning. Uh huh. Sure. Whatever.
Yeah, and then people complain that Dark Souls 2 is not as hard.
Yeah, I know.
Like
It's not
that's
as
dumb.
hard.
That's just I don't even talk to Dark Souls fanboys. Forget
I
about
want
that.
I want to make myself so angry I want to go kill myself.
We'll play that game, then you will you'll do
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Like like you will die after like 3 or 4 hits by an enemy, and then that's it. Or even one powerful blow, and you're dead.
Yep,
Like it's
exactly.
frustrating. It's absolutely frustrating. Give me Jedi Outcast any every day of the week. I'll take that.
Well,
I
you
will
know I
take that.
definitely will. So
I will take it. And I have a difficult time playing that game. Ugh.
well,
But
you should definitely practice it because it's a very rewarding game if you can get through it all.
yeah. One of these days I will. Like I've been playing a lot of other Steam games, and I got this new computer, so I've been playing a ton of Steam games. I keep on saying
Yeah.
a ton, like that. I don't know why, but anyway, um,
Ton.
a ton. I,
That's
I
like your I
I
don't know.
always
That's
have to
like your
emphasize the ton.
that's always like your that's like your East Coast coming out or something.
It must be. It has to be.
Everyone
That's
on
how
the
we
East
say it in
Coast has tongue,
Mandalore.
right?
That's how we say
Ton.
it in Mandalore, like ton.
It's, it sounds glorious. Mandoa. Ton. It's
Ton.
Kuigar. I don't know.
Love it. Okay, so this isn't about Jedi Outcast, even though I mean, like the game. This
Yeah.
is the Why We Love the EU podcast series, where we talk about, well, I ask the guest here 8 to 10 questions. It might be a little bit more. Um, 8 to 10 questions on their
A
experiences with the
quiz.
EU.
Ah.
No, not a quiz. No, not trivia. None of that stuff. None of that crap.
I actually enjoy Star Wars trivia.
Ah, don't worry. There's not going to be any trivia whatsoever.
I have this friend of mine though, who he and I constantly go round and round about Anakin's Rodian friend, like when he's little in Episode One. He's like, I like how they had little Greedo in there. I'm like, it's not freaking Greedo, it's Wald. He's like, you're wrong, admit it. I'm like, dude, and look it up, show it to him. I'm like, look, it's Wald. And he's like, nah, it's Greedo. I was like, ah!
God damn it!
Uh,
Man. Oh man. I'm loving where this is going. This is fun.
Oh, oh yeah. And we haven't even started on the
I
questions.
know. I haven't even started a single question yet.
Shoot, hit me with one.
All right.
Give me your best shot.
Number one. Let's go with the hardest one.
Oh
How did you
boy.
get into the expanded universe?
Well, let's see. How did I get? Oh yeah. So when I was like probably 10, 11, my mom used to bring me to the library all the time when I was little, and ever since then I've just loved to read. Um, and I saw these short little, kid style books or whatever. Star Wars Jedi Apprentice, and it was about young Obi-Wan. And I was like, that looks kind of cool. And I just ate those books up. I read, I don't know what were there, like 20 of them or something.
Yeah, they
Read
were nice.
all 20 of them, and then I read like the Jedi Quest books with where Anakin's like the apprentice. And I read the little crossover books they did and all that. And then I was like, wow, that was a great amount of Star Wars material, but I wonder what more there is. And then I saw the graphic novels, the original Dark Horse Clone Wars comics, and I started reading those. And then basically I was hooked. I and I am not joking when I say I have probably read 80% of 80 to probably upper 80% of all the novels, all the Star Wars novels. And I would say probably 90% of the comics. It,
Okay.
it's been a lot, and yeah, basically I've just been reading Star Wars for years. So, and then I've played some of the games, the ones I could get my hands on, like Jedi Outcast, Jedi Academy. I played a little bit of the Dark Forces game, a little bit of Mysteries of the Sith.
Yeah, me too.
Haven't played through all that. What
Yeah,
else?
yeah, I played a little bit of those games as well.
Played
Like, I
KOTOR,
think, yeah. Well, have
Battlefront,
you?
obviously.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Um, and then Dark Forces is like a Doom, like
It's
a
Star
Doom
Wars
style
Doom.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah, Star Wars Doom,
it's
pretty
a better
much.
Doom.
But it's a better Doom.
Yeah. Suck it, Doom. uh,
Doom is a, I mean that's a classic game,
yeah, it is.
and Dark Forces is so underrated. Like I haven't it's kind of like I don't really know what to do in that game. I'm just shooting at stormtroopers.
Right.
So
It's hard.
yeah,
Those Dark Forces games are hard. You don't know. They don't tell you where to go or what to do or what to get or anything. You just got to figure out your way through the level.
yeah, yeah. You think Jedi Outcast is hard?
Yeah. I don't think it's hard at all, but I do think Dark Forces was hard.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't play through it all. I just played like a few levels. I was like, damn, this is hard. And then I got distracted by something else. I don't remember what.
You know what's interesting? Like I saw one of your videos, and like you're like, Jedi Outcast isn't too tough, and then you do like this crazy thing where you go into this room, you have to follow this droid, and you have to shoot these guys like up on like two floors, like two stories up,
Yeah.
and you have to shoot these trip mines at the same time. The droid is going like going through this straight corridor, and I'm just like, what the hell is this? Like, how does he do this? Like,
The
you
droid?
have to no, I
Okay.
mean you doing this, like how do you know all that? Like, unless you know play this over and over and over again, like you
Number
understand.
one, number one, that playthrough I've been recording is probably my 8th playthrough of the game.
Yeah.
Number two, that video, I had to do that sequence 6 times, I think, to get through it
Mm.
before I finally recorded a video where I didn't die constantly in it, or
Yeah.
fail constantly, because that droid is a freaking moron. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
look at this. All these people shooting at me. Hey, Master Jedi, protect me, please. Oh, look at these trip mines. I better trip those. It's like, God damn it. Just stop, droid. Let me clear everything out. I can clear everything out, and then you can go. But nope. He's on the missions, and he's just going to go straight through all those mines and all that blaster fire. So yeah, that part is difficult. I had to record that multiple times.
Yeah,
Um,
but
I just uploaded the best recording. I was like, yeah, look at me.
I
But
just
no,
still
it's
don't understand how you did that. That was just insanity. Anyway,
basically you shoot.
many
You're
things.
basically moving back and forth, moving as quickly as you can. You shoot a couple mines ahead of the droid, and while the droid is slowly rolling towards the next set of mines, you shoot a few more guys off that balcony. Then you shoot for a few more mines, etc., rinse and repeat.
Sounds easy.
So
Yeah, it's not too
I
bad.
make it sound easy. It's not easy.
No, no, not at all. That
That's
segment, like
one
when
that
I watched it, it was just like I was just like in awe. Like, how does this guy know this? Like, it was just crazy.
yeah. That is one of the truly just that little section there. That's one of the truly very difficult parts of that game.
I bet.
The other
Um,
stuff is just a breeze, Final
Whatever,
boss, just a breeze. I'm just joking. The final boss sucks.
man.
You can actually cheap kill the final boss, though. I found this out one time. What you can do is, in the final boss, you have this. You're in this arena type thing, right? And there's these pillars that you can take down with your lightsaber. You can basically run around this pillar, so the guy is chasing you around the pillar, and you can keep slashing at the pillar. And once the pillar comes down, if the San is right by the pillar, it all crushes him. It's an
Really?
easy way to kill him.
Oh.
I'm not recording that cheap, cheesy way to kill him, though, because I want to make it more epic.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, um, if you watch those last few videos, which I still have to upload them yet, um, uh, it's basically Dark Souls. I'm just basically constantly dying and reloading. I'm like saving every few, like every 30 seconds, just so I have a reload point.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, so back to your original question, I got into the EU with the Jedi Apprentice books. That's
Okay.
where I started. So
Okay. And then from there, you discovered the Dark Horse material as well as the
yep.
novels.
And then I discovered the Dark Horse material, and then I started going to the novels. I actually did not read the Thrawn trilogy till I had read several or a lot of Star Wars material before I read that. I know that's supposed to be like first EU thing or whatever. That and Splinter of the Mind's Eye. I did not read Splinter of the Mind's Eye till I was a junior in high school. So
I actually didn't know anything about Splinter of the Mind's Eye until like a couple of years ago, and I actually read the comic only. I didn't read the
comic was
novel.
good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was good. Yeah.
I love the artwork in that comic. I don't know why. There's just it spoke to my soul, man.
Might as well.
I'm joking.
Oh man. So I'm guessing Jedi Outcast is your favorite video game for the EU.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. No question asked. No question
No,
about it.
but if you want some of my other favorite Star Wars games, Battlefront 2 is pretty high on that list. Not so much for the game itself, though I love the game, don't get me wrong, but because on PC you have all these wonderful mods you can get.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just the way to play Battlefront 2 is on the PC. PC Master Race.
You don't even need a powerful PC at all. You can just use a pretty shitty laptop, like I've done for I don't know, for a year now, and
That's
until
why
I
it's
switched
so
over to
cool.
my new PC right over here for the new Battlefront game, which I cannot wait for. But you could just use any other PC and like any old PC, and you can run Battlefront 2. If you
Yeah.
can't, then you must be using a computer from like the 90s or something. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, just come on, that's just pathetic.
I know, yeah. Okay. Throw that shit out.
Yeah, I know. Throw it in the garbage. Get it out of here.
Get out of here. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'm running a crappy laptop with integrated graphics, Windows 7, all that stuff, because I
That's what I
hate
used. Yeah.
Windows 8.
I
But
hate Windows 8 too.
I'm not. Don't get me started on Windows 8. But
Like,
yeah. So back to the games, quick. So Battlefront 2 is really high up there. KOTOR 2 is of the KOTOR series. That's my that's my favorite. KOTOR 2 is.
okay.
Um, I don't know. I just really liked how dark it was. I like a lot of dark stuff. Um, because I'm emo, and all that. but no, but I just really like dark, thoughtful stories, and there are so many twists and so many cool things in there about KOTOR 2. And spoilers, I loved how Kreia was a Force user, but she wanted to destroy the Force.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
crazy. That was a crazy twist.
I thought it was crazy. And you really have to think about it to wrap your mind around it. But it really came down to a question of free will, because she hated the Force because it seemed to have a will of its own, which denies the idea of individual free will.
Hmm.
Essentially,
Yeah.
it's the idea of like it's basically like saying, "Oh, there's God out there. Let's go and try and kill him." you know, because if God's out there, we can't have free will, right? That's almost like the argument there.
Mm. Yeah.
I'm not bashing God or anything like that.
No,
so
no, guys.
don't take my words out
Don't
of
twist it.
context.
Don't twist it, please.
No, don't twist that.
Please, please don't.
yeah,
Anything but that. We just talk about Star Wars. That's it.
yeah,
Okay?
exactly.
Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Come on.
Come on,
But
man.
yeah, and so I would say, and then Jedi Academy is also very high up there. I haven't played
Yeah.
Jedi
I love that
Academy in a
game.
long time,
Love the game.
but I want to play again.
You
I
should.
I should do a playthrough of it.
You should definitely,
I,
absolutely.
I'm considering just doing like a stock playthrough of it, or maybe downloading some sort of a character mod or something. Because there's like this great
There's like blood mods too. You know, there's a
yeah
blood mod.
there's
Uh,
blood mods, there's
what am I thinking of? There's character mods, like you can change your entire character or
yeah
add new characters.
there's this great character mod. I think they call it Spanky's Jedi customization, which that's not as kinky as it sounds. It's 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 literally just you can have, I don't know, like dozens of different options, and it's all, you can have like robed Jedi, like the normal Jedi tunics and robes and hoods, and you can create. They're all human characters, but you can create faces that range from looking like Anakin Skywalker in Episode 3 to Apollo from the original Battlestar Galactica. so it just looks, it's a really neat mod. If I do a playthrough, I might use that one. I'm not sure yet.
And
Otherwise,
also like change your lightsabers too, because there's not really
yeah,
anything you can do by changing color. Like I think it's like in the beginning of the game you can choose blue, green, and yellow, but that's about it. You can't really do much around that.
well, you can choose your lightsaber hilt too, but
Yeah, yeah. You could choose like in the middle of the game, you can change to single
right.
or to double, like choosing two separate lightsabers, or you can use double lightsaber like Darth Maul does.
I prefer the double lightsaber myself.
Yeah, me too.
I think it works a little better because most people who played that game that I talked to actually chose two lightsabers. But I was like, why don't you choose double? Well, it
Double,
seems kind of
double is
unwieldy.
it feels more. It's like faster in the motion, and it does way more damage than.
Well, you double hit for everything because when you hit with one, you're already swinging your blade around to hit with the other one.
Yeah, and the motion feels a lot better too. Like,
It does.
yeah, I mean, that's the way I feel.
The
Um,
thing I discovered about Jedi Academy with the double blade lightsaber is you can actually, I think you click the middle mouse button, like the scroll wheel, and you will actually shut off one of your blades so you can use a single blade lightsaber.
yeah, you can do that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I thought I did not find out till my like third playthrough of doing that. I was like, oh, this is sweet.
I gotta use this more
It
often.
worked. I could have used this. Come on. Should have had that like in the controls or something. Click middle mouse button to get one lightsaber. The hell does that mean? This is so cool.
Like, I actually played the game again the second time around. Like my first time was like years ago, and the second time I played it, like the first time I played it on the light side, apparently you can play it on the second time, and if you just use dark side powers, you unlock a dark side ending.
Actually, you don't need to just use dark side powers. It's where you have that choice. Spoilers to save or kill Rosh Pennon. It doesn't matter whether you've been using only light side or only dark side powers or whatever. You can choose whatever. You can choose light side or dark side. Doesn't matter what you
Oh, and
playing
then
as.
whatever
So,
you do reflects. It can either be, it can be the outcome of light side or dark side. Like if you kill him, then it'll be dark side, right?
yeah, yep,
Okay,
yeah.
I see.
And the dark side ending is a lot harder than the light side ending,
Um,
in my opinion, because
hmm.
you have to fight the Jedi on top of the Reborn.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. We don't want to ruin it
And
for
the
everybody, but yeah, I know who you're
well, I
talking
said
about.
spoilers.
But
That's-
I mean, we didn't say the name, so.
right.
But yeah, I mean, the first like I remember doing the light side like years ago, and I had a hard time fighting against the boss. I had a really hard time, but
Yeah.
doing the dark side, and she didn't activate Mark Aragnos, and I didn't have too much difficulty against her. And then I faced the other person, and it was a little bit more difficult, but in the end,
Right.
it wasn't too bad.
Yeah. And maybe you just got better at the game too. I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe I'm just a pro now. Yeah.
You're a pro.
I'm a pro at Jedi Academy.
Now you're going Jedi Academy Master Race.
Why not?
Might as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I still think you're a noob.
Get out of here, man.
Yay.
We
All
don't
right,
need
I'm
you
done.
Jedi outcast new what is it, peasants? Peasants.
You plebeian.
Plebeians. I love that.
Uh,
Okay, let's get to the next question. What is your favorite novel for the EU?
my favorite novel. Damn it, this is a hard one. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to think of all the Star Wars novels I've read, which is going to be difficult. I don't know if I can choose a favorite. I hate to wash out on you, but there were so many good ones, and there were a few bad ones. But so many good ones. So I give you like top 5 or something.
Oh, come on, man. You're killing me. Just one.
I-
Just one.
Just one? Okay.
Or if you can't do that, name your favorite, what was it, comic? You can do that.
That's easy.
Yeah, do that.
Knights of the Old Republic. Easy.
There you go. There you go. Love it.
Best Star Wars comic book series ever.
I'm
Marvel
agreement.
can suck.
I totally agree with you. I'm behind you 100%. Like, I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of Tales of the Jedi. I love that series, and you saw on my wall that I have a ton
Yeah.
of Tales of. Keep on doing it again. Ton of Tales of the Jedi comics in my background. But that's not my favorite series, and I don't have I love Knights of the Republic. I don't have all the comics. I know I lost, when the Knights of the Republic series came out in the comic form. I wasn't able to like get all the comics and issues
Right.
and stuff. So I ended up just getting the omnibus instead. So I was waiting for that for a while now, and when I like heard the news that Knights of the Republic Volume 1 would come out, I was just like freaking the shit out. I was like, "Oh my god, this is just awesome. This is so great." And it's just it's great because the not only the characters are great, Griff and Zane are like the best duo in probably ever in the expanded universe. I mean,
Oh, hands
it's
down.
gonna sound crazy, Han Solo and Chewbacca. What's wrong with you? Those guys are great.
Leia, Nora, and
I have to counter with Zane and Griff,
yeah,
and
Zane and Griff. Oh my God,
these guys are just the best duo, and they're just not only that, they're incredibly funny,
they
hilarious.
really
The
are.
series is hilarious. Like I mean, not in its entirety, but most of it was pretty funny, and
It had a lot of humor in it. Yeah.
not a lot of Star Wars material out there does that. I mean, you could
No.
say Tog and Bank, but that was just all comedy. That was a great series. It was only like 2 issues.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Oh,
love
I
that
think it
series.
was 2 or 3.
I just love
Because
all the
it's
cameos. That was just hilarious.
I love that one remark in, I think it's Tag and Bink are dead. I think it was that one where they're watching Luke take everyone out on the sail barge during Return of the
I
Jedi,
know.
and they're like, "What lightsaber form is that?" I don't know. He's just swinging around
Yeah,
like a wampa.
exactly. He's just swinging out like a crazy man. Crazy. I know
oh,
exactly what you mean.
oh
Um,
yeah,
but
but
yeah, I mean,
no,
Knights of the Republic was just, it's hilarious, and the chemistry between those two, Griff and Zane, it's on the level of Han Solo and Chewbacca, if not better.
right.
Like they take it to like they just take it to another level. They really do. I just think it's just a great series. Very like I don't know if it's. Would you say it's underrated?
I
I,
don't know if it's necessarily underrated as it is more. It's just kind of there. Like a lot of people were like, "Oh, Knights of the Republic is pretty good," but I don't think a lot of people realize the genius behind it.
yeah.
Um, hold on.
I think it was John Jackson Miller's best work ever. I can't say
Yeah,
for I can't say the work after that with Knight Errant was. I don't
yeah,
want to talk about that anymore. Knight Errant. Uh, hmm, yeah, I just did not like that at all.
I wasn't a huge fan of the comics, but I really liked the Knight Errant novel. Um, it was
I
really
heard it's
long and
better.
a little.
I heard it's better than the comics, though.
It's really
I'll
long
just.
and it's kind of disjointed, but it was very interesting because it really explored like this whole the whole dynamic of all these Sith lords and all their little power struggles and all that. And
Mhm.
I honestly found Kira Holt to be kind of an interesting character, but I guess that's just my opinion.
You should hear my rant in my previous episode with Edward. I go off on that series.
Knight Errant,
Yep, yep.
I'll have to watch it because I haven't watched it. Well, you don't watch a podcast; you listen to it.
Yeah, you
Okay,
listen to
I'll
it.
have to listen to that podcast when I have the time
Of
because
course.
I listened to the first episode. I've not listened to the ones afterwards yet.
Okay.
And then Django's like, "Oh, you should do a podcast with me." I'm like, "Cool, let's totally do that." So then, like, I listened to that first episode when I had the time. I was like, just to kind of get a feel for what it'd be like.
Right.
And apparently, you're asking me more questions. I'm joking. I can handle it.
You can
Give me
handle
your
it.
best shot.
You're a big boy.
I,
All right. If you could, okay, this is a tough one.
uh-oh.
I don't really ask any like different questions. Like I just ask the same thing. But I just want to get other people's opinions on the, like what is your favorite
Right.
comic, whatever. It's not anything difficult really. So, but this
Right.
one you might want to think about it. If you could live on any planet during any time period, what would it be?
Mm, let's see. Mine would probably be planet. This is hard.
Yeah, told you it'd be hard.
uh, Damn it, Django. Um, okay. If I was like a Star Wars character, if I was force sensitive, I'd want it to be like the Jedi Praxium on Yavin 4 during the New Jedi Order era.
Okay.
Um, if I wasn't a force sensitive, then it'd probably have to be Naboo. I don't know, maybe a decade or two before Episode 1 is what I would say, because Naboo is just a really nice place, and um, I'm an artist, and
Mine
they
is like, oh,
actually, on that planet, they're like, unlike this planet we live on, it's like you're an artist. Well, you better prepare to starve. But on Naboo, like if you're an artist, you just go and make art, and people really like your art or whatever, and they buy your art, and you survive somehow. So, plus it's just a really beautiful planet.
it is, it really is. I think a lot of people just don't appreciate episode one because of, I guess, the CGI, like the overuse of CGI. But I don't think it was. Well, you could say it. I mean, there were just some elements that they did really well, like Naboo. Like the CGI was just amazing at that
Right.
time, and same with the pod racing segments. They were fantastic. Like the
Yeah.
pod racing was just so exciting to look at. Like a lot of people hate episode one because of all this. I don't know, the characters and the story, and it was just underwhelming.
Jar Jar Banks.
And Jar Jar Binks was the main reason, and I can be in agreement with him, but to
Little
a point.
Annie.
And little Annie, yeah.
My brother the other day, I was watching Episode 1, um, and my brother comes into the room. He's like, um, you know that little kid who plays Anakin? I was like, yeah. And he's like, that kid is a effing horrible actor. He just goes on a tirade. And I was like, dude, he was like 9 at the time.
Yeah, no, calm down, people. Oh man,
Oh,
I hate the guy.
yeah, he just completely flipped out. I was like, just calm down, bro.
Hold on, man. Goodness.
But he's kind of right. I mean, Jake Lloyd wasn't a wonderful actor or anything, but I wasn't expect. I've never been a big fan of child actors, really.
Me neither.
So, I mean, yes, I do like Harry Potter and all that, and like Narnia and stuff like that. But I've never been a huge fan of the whole child actors thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I prefer adult actors. Was that make me like childist or something? I don't know. I hate kids, so I'll just put that out there. I hate them. Spawn of Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I would say if I was a Jedi Praxium on Yavin 4. If I wasn't, Naboo.
I like that. Very interesting choice. Okay. Now here's another hard question for you.
Oh, great.
Who are your top 5 favorite characters in the expanded universe? Not in any order, because you'll
Okay.
be taking all night for that.
Right. I will take all night. I'll make you sit here. Suffer. God, when's he gonna make up his mind? Okay, so Is it okay if I leave out any movie characters that show up in the EU?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, because obviously I like Luke, Han, Leia, stuff like that, but that always takes up like 3 character slots, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so I'll just go with EU. Uh, let's see. Jason Solo is one. Zane, Carrick, obviously, Griff. Let's see. The Jedi Exile. Mitra Surik, I guess her name is.
Okay.
Canonically, and then the canon was torpedoed, so whatever. So that's 4?
I think that was 4.
Yeah. And there was someone else too.
Somebody.
I'm thinking. Thinking what other major characters really stood out for me.
Just one more. Come on, Boba Fett.
Well, I do really like Boba Fett.
Or Zane Carrick.
I already said Zane Carrick.
Oh, you did say Zane. Okay.
Yeah, Zane and Griff.
Zane and Griff?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, Knights of the Republic is like my favorite Star Wars story. The comics, not the game. I like the game, but comics are better. Comic Master Race.
Comic Master. I knew you would do that.
Oh. Jeez. And then
Candace Ordo.
I know you really like Mandalorians. I do like Mandalorians, but they're not my favorite. I like them. They're badasses. They just usually don't make my favorite list, I guess. I'm more the Jedi type kind of guy. In the words of Karen Travis, I would be part of the Talifan. So
You would be.
You heard about that, right?
No, I did not. What is?
That's one of the reasons I haven't read many of her books, because fans who disagree with her on a lot of things, because in the Republic Commando books, which I have not actually read, I know, gasp, oh my god, there's apparently like a part in there where one of the Mandalorians shows a Jedi like some melee moves or something like that. And you also see that in Legacy of the Force, where Jaina Solo goes to Boba Fett to learn all these Mandalorian melee moves and stuff. And people are like, come on, they're Jedi. If anyone knows melee in the Star Wars universe, it's Jedi. And she's like, yeah, well, you're just part of the Talifan, aren't you?
She actually said that?
Yeah. Basically, fans who didn't agree with her, who gave her flack, she called the Talifan. Yeah, I was like, yeah, Karen Travis, you can probably not be so douchey.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I still love Karen Travis because of how much she brought with the Republic Commando series, because it's unlike any other Star Wars series out there.
I loved her portrayal of Mandalorian culture and stuff, like in Legacy of the Force and stuff. I did enjoy those.
And it's elaborated even more in the Republic Commando series as well.
I'll have to read it. I haven't read it yet, but you guys, we were talking about it in the Hangout, and everyone's like, oh, Republic Commando this, Republic Commando that. And I'm sitting here kind of in the dark. I'm like, I don't know anything.
Well, basically, if you like Delta Squad, you're going to love Omega Squad, which the book is centered around, even better. Like, they're like, I have to say they're better than Delta Squad. Gasp, I know. But until you read the series yourself, you'll understand what I mean.
Right.
Like, they're that good. They're that good.
I will at some point. I just haven't read it yet. I still need to give you my final character, don't I?
You, the what?
Probably. I'm probably gonna go with Exar-kun. I'll go
Extra.
with him.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna mention Extra Kun to you too as well because like I love. I mean, that guy is just so underrated, but he's just like he's a badass. Like he's the only guy. I will keep on mentioning this through every podcast, but like this guy is like a badass with a ponytail. Like he's the only person who can like wear a ponytail with like just badassness. You know, just like he
Yeah.
can pull it off. You know, if there's anybody who can pull it off, it's Extra Kun.
These friggin' sisters of mine. they're, s- they're sitting over here making faces at me because I'm a nerd.
He thinks that's the reason.
Hey, don't talk so much. They can pick you up.
Really?
On the mic. Yeah.
Just shut up.
La, la, la.
Shut up. You turn on the TV.
Yeah. Who are you talking to? Hey, who are you talking to?
Not your business.
Can you go like downstairs or something?
No.
Start off.
Yeah, you slob.
Oh boy. Okay. Looks like they're going to turn on the TV, so I am going to attempt to move my laptop without dropping or anything like that. So
You
this is going
ruined. They ruined it.
Yeah, who are you talking to?
You ruined it.
Betty.
Damn you. Damn you all.
They have a girlfriend.
Apparently I'm a girl.
I don't see that.
You look like a girl
What?
with
I'm
your
a little girl.
girly beard and everything.
Girly beard. God.
Mustache and all that. I don't know. I'm trying to find a place to set this down. There's not a single damn flat surface around here. Oh, yeah, this is an interesting podcast. I'll bet.
Yeah. I can admit. Yeah, it's been interesting. Okay. Let me get to the next question. You probably already. I think you already answered this one, but who is your favorite group in the expanded universe?
Well, Zane Carrick, obviously, and Grant.
No. That's a character, but I mean the group.
Well,
like in
no, I
Jedi
mean,
or
like-
Sith.
Oh, like organization?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Here, I'll be back a second. They're making a lot of noise again.
Whoa.
All right, now it should be quiet. For a little while, anyway. The beauty of having siblings.
The beauty of it all.
Oh, yeah. But, okay, my favorite organization, I would say definitely the Jedi, specifically the New Jedi Order. I don't know, I just really like the New Jedi Order and how they weren't like so strict on like things like marriage and kids and all that
At some
stuff.
point. Oh,
And
wait.
some of them actually,
Yeah.
some of them actually used blasters, a lot of armor, and all that cool stuff. You know.
Not bad. And the new Jedi Order.
Yeah.
So, any other particular reason?
Well, I really liked Luke, how he was portrayed there, and how he like brought up the whole Jedi Order again, and I just thought it was cool how the Jedi were rebuilt from the ashes, and it doesn't sound like there's going to be much of a new Jedi Order or any at all in The Force Awakens if the rumors are true.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it. It really does, which is a shame. I
Yeah, it
never
is.
actually read any of the new Jedi Order series. I've always wanted to, but there's just so many books now that I can't really keep track. Like I really can't.
I actually have not read the new Jedi Order series. I am super familiar with it because of that wonderful website called Wikipedia.
Oh my
But
goodness,
I love Wikipedia, but
Wikipedia
not
is
Wiki,
great.
but not Wikipedia.org because then you get a wiki in Shiriwook. It's just a whole bunch of "Arr, arr, arr." It's awesome.
Oh
But
man, wow.
so I am familiar with what happens and all that stuff. Spoilers: Anakin Solo dies. Gasp.
Oh man, how could you ruin?
And Chewie dies. Gasp.
No.
But don't worry, he's back for the new movie. Oh,
Oh wow.
whatever.
They sucking.
uh, I'm equal
Okay.
parts excited and apprehensive for the new Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like I'm 50-50. Like I don't think it's the teaser wasn't really that exciting at all.
Right.
It showed some elements that were promising.
Right.
The lightsaber, everybody wants to talk about. Like, oh my god, it's crazy! Oh my god, like
It's the
so
stupidest
good.
thing ever.
No, I mean a lot of people are saying it's like the craziest, coolest thing ever. But in all seriousness, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work at all. Like the hilt is not supposed to be activated like that. You're gonna cut your hand off most likely. Then you are
Well,
able to use it.
the thing I always think of is like if you actually went to the time and trouble to make something like that just for like the intimidation factor, you're good enough with it that you're not going to stab yourself or cut your hand off.
Yeah.
It's kind
Well,
of like Darth Maul and the double-bladed lightsaber. A lightsaber like that would just be so easy to kill yourself with. But
unless you have to
obviously he
free
wouldn't
yourself.
make one unless he's really well trained in its usage. So I
Yeah.
don't know. Whatever. The teaser came out, and all these people who haven't even seen Star Wars, they're like, "Oh, the lightsaber is stupid." And it's like, get out of here, plebeians.
Oh
This
wow.
is my go-to now, plebeians.
Plebeians. I like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. 5 years from now, do you see yourself still with the EU?
What do you mean?
Like, do you see yourself still following the EU, staying in touch, or do you see yourself like forgetting about it completely and just I don't know.
Oh no, I'm still going to be following it. I'm going to be following the new canonicity because now all the stuff they're coming out is all under the Lucasfilm story group, I guess, to make sure everything meshes. Because apparently last time they weren't doing their damn jobs, and so so it's going to be like a new canonicity. It's going to be a new EU, all that stuff, and I will follow it. Uh, I'm always going to have, I don't know, that's special place or whatever for the old stuff, but I will follow the new EU. My one concern is that with Disney torpedoing the EU like they did, my one concern is what happens when if Disney mismanages it and becomes a huge continuity snarl. Are they just going to torpedo it again? Because now it's almost a precedent. The go some literally the script writers didn't want didn't know much about the EU and didn't want to have to deal with it. So then they torpedoed everything. That's pretty much it.
I mean, like, what if, like, the EU, like, this new, I don't even know what to call it, EU or whatever. Like, what if it becomes even worse? Like, there is a great chance that it could become even worse. Like, what will they do? Like, oh, let's get rid of it again.
If they
I'd
do
laugh.
that,
I'd just laugh.
yeah.
I just find that hilarious. That'd be
Well,
pretty
yeah,
bad.
that's kind of what I'm afraid of, honestly. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. If that happens. I hope it doesn't, but I'm afraid that they've set a precedent now, and it's it's going to happen sometime in the future. Especially now that Marvel's handling the comics, because if anyone knows anything about Marvel, they can't keep their stories straight.
That's for sure.
They have like over 600 alternate Earths just with their superhero stuff
Pretty much.
because everything they've retconned all kinds of things. They just have all these different continuity things that don't match. They have all these different universes, all these different alternate universes. So they're just like everything's valid. It's all alternate universes. Yeah. If they started doing that with Star Wars, I probably would not be reading the Star Wars comics. I'd just be rereading the Dark Horse ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if they have like a Star Wars Avengers crossover,
Oh
I
man.
don't even know what I'll do.
Flip your
It
shit.
probably, I'll just flip my shit. I have violent thoughts about Marvel. I probably shouldn't say that over the internet, but it's just I would be very, very displeased because Marvel, what with they've been making a lot of great movies and they make a lot of good superhero comics and stuff like that. Um, but if they tried to pull something like that, honestly, I believe a lot of the goodwill they have would go just straight out the window.
Yeah, I'm with you too.
Because now not only do they have to deal now with their huge Marvel fan base, now they have to deal with the huge Star Wars fan base as well. And you got to handle that very carefully because we're all still not particularly happy about the EU being shelled. Well, most of us aren't. Everyone else, they're plebeians.
I love how you just keep on using plebeians. I love that.
Yep, it's a thing.
I love it. Love it. Oh wow. This is an interesting one. If you were to have a face-to-face chat with the people who discarded the EU, you had no choice, you can't get out of it, what would you say to them? Would you tell them? Would you try to persuade them to consider the EU canon, or would you just, tell them to screw off? Just screw you guys for doing this.
Well, for me, the people who made this decision are pretty much all Hollywood bigwigs, and these people don't think they can do anything wrong. And so these are people who came to the Star Wars scene, may or may not have been involved with it a lot, may or may not have been huge fans or anything, and they decided this is the best thing for Star Wars because they were put in that situation. So pretty much anything I would say to them, I wouldn't really help the matter. I would express my extreme disappointment, and I would probably try to convince them, be like, hey, This is 40 years of Star Wars material that you just threw in the trash. I mean, um, if you're not going to have it as canon, at least show us. If you don't want it as canon, just so you can put out your movies or whatever, at least show some respect to all the authors and creators and everything who got to play in this little sandbox, and then you just kick their little sandcastles down because it's my sandbox.
Yeah, I love that reference. That's a great reference, actually. And it's
Right.
just like all their hard work and their livelihood was put into the EU, and then you're just like, you discount all their hard work. Like you just
Right.
like they put
It's
their
nice.
hearts and souls into that.
Right.
Time, money, effort.
They're nice stories, but they don't count anymore.
Yeah, and they just like, they probably gave him a paycheck, it was nice knowing you, see ya, most of
Yeah.
them, actually. And I just feel sorry for those people, I really do. Not,
Yeah.
not all of them were, were told like that, but like, it feels like that. I mean, it probably feels like that to them, and John Jackson Miller, I mean, he was with the EU. I mean, he did a lot of EU stuff, and then
Right.
he's still with Disney. So I mean, or I guess Marvel, I guess, yeah, and writing for Marvel, doing
And
all the Star Wars stuff.
didn't he write that was it prequel novel to the Rebels show?
Yeah,
that
I think it's a
Jackson?
New Dawn or
was
something like that.
Miller? Yeah, that
Which
was
one?
actually a pretty good book.
Okay.
I know
Yes.
you're not a huge fan of Rebels and Space Aladdin and all that. For those of you who didn't watch the Hangout, I think was it Jeremy or Edward who said that the character Ezra was basically Space Aladdin, and you
It was Edward who said that.
was it Edward? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. He totally is. You compare him to Aladdin. I mean, Ezra. Ezra is a Hebrew name. Hebrew being from the origins of like the Middle East, and Aladdin's all supposed to be set in the Middle East. I mean, I don't. The whole theory for Space Aladdin is pretty strong there.
Strong with this one. The Space Aladdin is strong with this one.
That's exactly it.
like guys, it is. I'll put a picture of Aladdin and Space Aladdin. I mean, I'm sorry, Ezra, whatever his name is. I don't even know. I don't watch the show. Sorry, okay?
It's officially Space
Ezra
Aladdin.
and Aladdin. They look the same. They look exactly the same.
It's what we
Okay,
do.
there's no question about it. These guys are
He
practically clones.
He just
Well-
needs the little fez.
Yeah, yeah.
I wear a fez now. Fezes are cool.
Fezzes are pretty awesome.
That's a Doctor Who reference. Gasp. I don't know if you've seen Doctor Who, but never mind that. We're talking about Star Wars.
Yes, stop talking about Doctor Who. No Doctor Who.
Yeah, none. None whatsoever. All right,
No
next
more
question.
forever. What EU material are you currently reading, playing, or watching right now?
Can you repeat that question? It cut out for a second.
Oh, sorry. What EU material, be it video game, comic, TV show, are you currently reading or playing or watching right now?
Well, let's see. I've been finishing up Jedi Outcast, and when I have the time, I'll probably be playing Jedi Academy also. I'll probably do a playthrough of it.
You should.
Um,
You should.
Yeah. And I reread the Quinlan Voss Omnibus,
Mhm.
mostly because they collected the Darkness comic in there, with the Feral Anzadi and Ayla on the dark side and all that.
Yeah.
I love that comic. But I've just started rereading Tales of the Jedi.
Oh.
Because I haven't read it in forever, and then we had that hangout, and you're like, read Tales of the Jedi again. I was like, okay. So then I went to the library and checked out the Omnibuy. I think
Omnibus.
Well, there's two Omnibuy. It's Omnibus singular, so I think Omnibuy would be. I don't know. Omnibuses.
Omnibuses.
That doesn't sound even remotely right.
No.
Whatever. But I checked out those two books, and so I've started rereading the Tales of the Jedi series because probably the last time I read it was probably 6 or 7 years ago, I would say. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite of the comics, but I do enjoy them.
Yeah, it's my second favorite.
Yeah. I think Tales of the Jedi was the second comic I read, or the second comic series I read in Star Wars.
Okay. That was actually my first comic series I've ever read.
Right.
Yeah, that's how I got into the EU, because of Tales of the Jedi.
Yep. It's a good series. It's a bit dated, but it's a good series.
Yeah. The thing is, like, if you start with what is it, Golden Age and the Sith and Fall of the Sith Empire, like, if you read both of those, they're actually not how this Tales of the Jedi series starts off. When they first started off, it was actually just called Tales of the Jedi, and I think later on they would call it Knights of the Old Republic, and that's how the basis of the game was actually originated from Tales of the Jedi series.
Yeah, it did.
And they got their name from Knights of the Old Republic from Tales of the Jedi. So.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started playing through KOTOR, they started making all these references to Exar Kun and Uliquil Droma,
like, who the hell are these
Nomi Sunrider, and I was like, I know those guys.
Yeah, yeah. When you hear about them, you're just like, wow, that's pretty cool. I wish there were more references, and like you could see some of these people who were in, like, I think it was like 40 years later, after the events of the last Tales of the Jedi.
I think so.
Yeah, I think I would think so.
I think so.
Because
like Knights of the Old Republic comics, that comes like 30 years, 35, something like that, after Tales of the Jedi, and they're set during the Mandalorian Wars, which happened just before the Jedi Civil War, which is in KOTOR. So.
Yeah, that would be actually. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, so I don't remember the exact timestamps on any of that, so whatever, we can always look it up later or something.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. Well, I have no more questions actually. That's actually it.
Sweet.
Yeah, short and
so
sweet.
I answered your questions all to the best of my ability.
Yeah, you're the best. You're the best, Beaver.
I am. I know I am. I'm great.
You're by far the best person I've had on the podcast series.
Yeah! Suck at everyone else. Beaver Master Race.
Beaver Master Race. Love it.
Oh, golly.
Jolly Gee. Is it Jolly Gee? I don't know. Whatever. Jolly Green Giant.
No, I think it's like good go. I don't know. Jolly G. Willikers, something like that. I don't know.
G. Willikers.
G. Willikers.
G. Willikers, Batman.
I could totally hear him saying that too. He's always like, "Holy Toledo, Batman." Because who played Robin again?
Oh,
Burt something. I always want to say Burt Reynolds, but it wasn't Burt Reynolds. No, it wasn't. It was Burt something, I think.
I don't know.
Google knows all. What am I doing? Okay. Batman. Let's see. Batman.
Batman.
Let's see, who played Robin? Batman and Robin. No. Oh, this must be the one. That's the one. Burt Ward. There we go. Is that right?
Okay.
Is Robin's name Dick Grayson?
Yeah. He's one of the Robins. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's supposed to be Burt Ward, right?
Well, he's the actor. Yeah. He'd be the actor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I can just like holy Toledo. Oh, Batman. He was always had that weak voice.
I love that. Just like, gee Willikers, Batman.
It's like he was always just so super excited about everything. He's just too excited.
Toledo.
I think it was just like bad acting or something. It's like, if I don't act really well in this, I'll probably be on the street starving or something. So he just comes in every day like super excited. Look at this thing I found, Batman! Holy smokes! That show is so bad. That old show is so bad.
It's a classic.
It is a classic, but it's just so bad. How they actually have like pow and biff, it's all these stupid words across the screen and everything. I'm like, come on. Was there any other Star Wars things you wanted to talk about besides Batman and Robin?
Yeah, that was interesting how we sidetracked into that. That's
I don't even remember how.
No, that's about it. I want to just thank you, Beaver, for joining me, and it's really fun, very very fun.
Yeah, I had lots of fun, and if you ever want to do another podcast, just let me know.
Sure, definitely.
Yeah.
Please, guys, be sure to check out Bumbling Beaver's YouTube channel. I will put a link. The link is in the description. Please check it out. Please subscribe to his channel. Jedi Outcast. He's a goddamn master, which I'll never be at that game.
Jedi Outcast Master Race.
Yeah, Jedi Outcast Master Race, which I will never be a part of, unfortunately.
Because you're a plebeian.
Because I'm a plebe. I love it. I love it. Oh, man, loving this. But, yeah, it was good talking to you, Beaver. It was really fun.
Yeah, you too.
Please be sure, guys, to check out the Star Wars Reviews group as well. Please join the group and join all our awesome Star Wars fans, and we'll be sure to also create another group where we talk about nothing Star Wars related. If you talk about Star Wars, we'll kick your asses out of here. No Star Wars allowed. Star Wars nerds are not allowed on here.
What's the problem? If you do create this group, everyone who's in the Star Wars Reviews group is going to be on that.
No.
So we're all Star Wars nerds. Do not talk about Star Wars, though.
If you talk about Star Wars, I'm kicking your asses right now.
You want to talk about that shit, you go to the other review group. Just completely alternate personalities. I was actually in the library once, and carrying a Star Wars book around, and I had there's some little dumbass kid came up to me. I don't know who the kid was, but he was like, "Really, Star Wars?" I was like, "You got a problem with that?" And he's like, "Dude, that's oldies shit." I was like, "Dude, a lot of the oldies shit is a lot better than the shit they come out with today and just call it new, and it must be great, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, whatever, man."
Yeah, like...
And,
go ahead.
yeah, I can't repeat. most of the rest of the conversation after that, just for anyone who has virgin ears here. So, um, oh,
Uh, no, it's funny also. Like, well, it's probably not funny, but in high school, I was always afraid of like revealing that I like Star Wars because there's always like some other guy out there in my high school who was just like a big, huge Star Wars fan. He was like, "Hey, you like Star Wars? Yeah, I love the movies and all." And like,
oh, you were afraid of like the guy who just like cling on to you, like, yeah, we can be nerd friends forever.
yeah, he was. He did that. Like, if you like Star Wars, he would like hug you and shit, and it was the weirdest thing.
That
Like,
is weird.
I never like interacted with him at all. But like when I heard about it, I was just like, wow. Like I better not become like not show I'm a Star Wars fan at all. Like, oh god.
Better not come out of the closet.
Show my Star Wars love.
Oh, that is bad. If you want politically correct, you can go somewhere else. But when I was younger, I was actually, I think your story's funny because I was afraid to like show that I was really, really into Star Wars because I was afraid the other kids would laugh at me or something.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
And but no, you're like, no, I didn't want this super crazy guy clinging on to me all the time.
But it was actually mostly because like I was hesitant, and then I thought people would just like laugh at me and shit. But
Right.
like now I'm just like at an age where like I don't give a shit. Like if I'm a Star Wars fan, and I'm proud of it, you know. I
Yeah,
don't care what people say.
it's just a part of me, I guess. I don't really try to identify like with my identity. I One of the reasons. Okay, I'm gonna go on a rant about fandoms here. Um, Fandoms are like a new thing, and I really really don't like them.
Yeah, me neither.
Let me put this in stronger terms. I freaking despise fandoms because all these people are constantly going, "Oh, I'm in this fandom. I'm in that fandom." And it's like, okay, cool. You really like this thing, but does that have to define who you are? But apparently, if you're in a fandom, it totally does. Like, one of the shows I really like to watch, Supernatural. I once met this crazy chick who really likes Supernatural, so we'd talk about Supernatural. And but I mean, she was crazy. I mean, she made some sort of quilt, I think, that was a demon or a devil's trap, which I don't know if you know much about Supernatural, but it's basically a circular arcane symbol to trap demons. And she like went through the show, got all the pictures, and made a nice little quilt of it or whatever. And she was going to all like the Supernatural conventions and all that stuff, just so engrossed, just so completely obsessed with this. And that was pretty much all she was. Outside of, we wouldn't really talk about anything other than Supernatural, and beyond that, she didn't really have much of a personality. And it's like, but that's the problem with these fandoms. It's like, oh, I'm in this fandom, so I'm a Whovian, or I'm I don't know, a Winchester, or I don't know, what would you call a Star Wars nerd?
Just Star Wars man.
I don't know. Yeah. Or I'm a Trekkie or something. I don't know. It's just, come on. If you like it, great. If you don't, whatever.
I mean, I always feel like it's good to branch out too. Like you don't have to stick with one thing. Like that's what I don't do on my channel either. Or I know you don't like always talking about Star Wars like all the time. Like
Right.
not everybody's like, oh, 100% Star Wars like all the time.
Right.
Like if you don't talk about it, you're not a Star Wars fan. Just get the
Mm.
fuck out of here. Just stop. That's just bullshit. That's little shit.
You're all plebeians.
You're all plebeians pretty much.
I
Damn
mean, like,
plebeians.
for me, I've committed the cardinal sin. I love Star Wars. I love Star Trek.
Me too.
Gosh. Oh my
Me
God.
too.
I know, yeah. And there's so much animosity between those two. And I'm like, what's the big deal? I love Star Wars, Stargate, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica. It doesn't have to be, I just branch out into all this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If it's interesting, I'll watch it or I'll read it or something like that. If it's not, then whatever. I leave it alone. Or I actively hate on it because I'm that guy. Like with Twilight, it's so bad.
I think everybody hates Twilight. You're a couple of here's funny. Oh, here's something funny. I wanted to mention. This is another example of fandom. I wrote a comment. There was like a video. There was a movie feud going on between, and this is a guy called Movie Feuds, and he's pretty good. He actually he does some a segment where he faces off against different videos. I mean different movies, and in an episode he was doing Divergent versus Hunger Games. I think it was part 2 or whatever the second movie was, or I think it was Hunger Games.
Catching Fire, right? Or was it Mockingjay Part 1?
I think it was all of Hunger Games. It was Hunger Games 1, and then it was versus Maze Runner versus Divergent. And I commented saying that, what did I comment? I just said that that Hunger Games is easily the best, and definitely not, the teen, the tween type, it's the best out of the tween type. And then there was just one fan that was they did all this argument over. You know what? Let me just get this right now. It was actually pretty funny how they replied back. But go ahead, talk about something else for me.
Okay. I love hippos. It was the first thing that came to mind. No, but here's some random hippo facts. Did you know that a hippo can bite you in half?
They're pretty big, so yeah.
Yeah. You know what's even better than hippo facts? Let's see. Let me find it out here. Rat facts. Okay. So rats take care of injured and sick rats in their group. Did you know that?
Really? Wow, I did not.
Rats have excellent memories. Once they learn a navigation route, they won't forget it.
Interesting.
When happy, rats have been observed to chatter or grind their teeth. This is often accompanied by vibrating eyes. They can make their eyes vibrate? Why can't I do that? Let's scare the shit out of everybody. Rats succumb to peer pressure just like humans. Brown rats are prone to disregard personal experiences in order to copy the behavior of their peers. The urge to conform is so strong that they will even choose to eat unpalatable food if they're in the company of other rats who are eating it.
Okay, here I found it.
Okay, no more rat facts.
The Maze Runner versus Divergent versus Hunger Games Catching Fire. And in the comments, this guy's, it's called Feud Nation, and he's really good. And he does like this to vote for Maze Runner, like this to vote for Divergent, like this for Hunger Games Catching Fire. And apparently Maze Runner was #1. And
what?
Yeah, I know. The thing is, I don't like these types of movies, but I did like Hunger Games. Hunger Games 1, I was surprised by. I actually liked that movie. I was just like I don't see the hype behind it. I was like, whatever. And then I saw that movie. It was on DVD. I was like, this is a pretty good movie. I was interested. And then I watched the second one. I was like, wow, that's a pretty good movie. And then there's Maze Runner and Divergent, which I don't give a shit about those two movies. I really don't care. Hunger Game Catching Fire was a surprise to me. I thought it was actually the first Hunger Games was a surprise to me. And then I watched the second one. I was like, that's a really good movie. And yeah, I don't get why Maze Runner was better. I think it was rated better. But I put a comment saying that there's Hunger Games, then the ripoffs. So I implied that Divergent and Maze Runner were ripoffs.
That's
'Cause
what
they
I've been
are.
saying forever. I'm like,
All these teen movies are the damn same thing.
it's all about like teens in a dystopian future. Get over it. Hunger Games did it first.
And then there's this comment. Okay, this is funny. Let me read this. Okay, ripoffs. When does the story of Hunger Games, which consists of a group of kids killing each other, become similar to the story of the Maze Runner, in which a group of kids, mostly boys, have to work together in order to find their way out through a puzzling maze? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Do you even know how to read? Okay, I agree. Divergent's a little bit similar to Hunger Games, but the Maze Runners, a totally different plot. A word of advice: try following the saying, "Look before you leap," because you need it. No, because you need it. Try to reread your words before sharing them in public. This is what the guy said to me. And this guy has 2 upvotes. And like, what? Like it's just fandom at its worst. Like it's just. That's why I hate reading internet comments, but I love reading them at the same time because there are some trolls out there that I absolutely despise. I hate internet trolls. I think they're the worst human beings in the world. I will stand by it. Forget terrorists. Forget anybody else. Trolls are the worst. Trolls are just. They're the worst. They're most.
They're the scum of the earth.
They really are. They really are. I mean, they come up with like this such stupid, nonsensical shit
Oh, we are
that
getting.
nobody cares about.
Once this video goes on YouTube, we are getting so many trolls.
I don't care. Fuck all of you trolls. I don't care. Screw all of you guys. They're the worst. They're the absolute worst human beings. They just sit there on their computers. They're like, oh, just talk all this shit, and they like, you come face to face with me about this shit, and then you'll just be like, oh no, no, I can't do that.
Yeah, you're big. You got big balls behind your keyboard.
Yeah. Listen, they're like the worst fucking human beings out there. They really are. They're pretty bad.
I think that's funny. You need to reread what you say before you post, Django.
Jesus. God.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got all these. What's the common factor between all these teen movies coming out now? It's teens in dystopian future, and something bad is happening to them. And oh my God.
Off to me.
And dystopian, and oh my God, and oh God, it's something completely new and unique. No, it's not.
There was Hunger Games, okay? Just stop.
Stop.
I know, I understand that Divergent and I think Maze Runner were based off books too, but Hunger Games did it first. So don't tell me this bullshit where, oh, you gotta, because it's a different thing because it's some bullshit, but it's the movie Hunger Games came out first before any of those other movies, so I'm calling them ripoffs. I'm calling BS on that. Okay, just
And the books were out for quite some time before they ever made a movie of the Hunger Games.
But Hunger Games did it first.
And then Hunger Games got hype, and all of a sudden Divergent shows up, and then all of a sudden Maze Runner shows up, and it's like, It's kind of like when Twilight became really super popular. Basically, the number, like the sheer volume of vampire romances just completely skyrocketed. Everybody was writing like a vampire romance. I even know a woman who she used to work with a guy who went and wrote his own vampire gay romance novel. So,
Jesus.
I mean, yeah, all around the same time. So it was just, I mean, there was vampire everything going on. And then you've got all these shows on, like Vampire Diaries and True Blood and Being Human and what other vampire ones are there?
I don't
Oh.
know.
Yeah.
But the thing, like, it really like destroyed like the horror element of the vampires. They were all just like this. It's just an embarrassment. Like they
It's
really were.
yeah, and see,
They,
vampires are some of my favorite fantasy monsters, and now but all this vampire romance, sparkle in the sun shit is, it's kind of ruined the image and the public consciousness. It's why
absolutely.
it's why I read those like Hellboy and BPRD comics. They actually present vampires as like violent, bloody monsters that shift between human and bat forms, and it's really cool.
Hmm.
If you haven't read those, you should definitely read.
Yeah, I think I might consider that.
Just read everything in the Hellboy universe. You'll love
I know. I've been reading. I actually just read one volume of The Strain, and they
Is
did
that
do it.
is that any good?
It's good. The comics are really good, and I was flipping through volume 2, and it's like it only gets better. It gets really great because it's like if you read The Walking Dead and you read up to the prison chapter and you finish the prison chapter.
No.
I mean, I should reword this. The Walking Dead, like if you read before the prison chapter, it's good, but as soon as you go to the prison chapter, it is just phenomenal. The ending of that was just incredible, and that's
Yeah.
how it reminds me of The Strain Volume 2. Like I just flipped through it and I just spoiled everything for myself, which I shouldn't have done, and it was just it's phenomenal,
I've heard
phenomenal
it's actually
ending.
pretty good.
Yeah, like it's actually based off the novel series, and
Right.
then there's also a TV series as well, which I
Yep.
did do a review of. And
I haven't seen the TV series myself. I kind of want to though.
you should because I hope season 2 is great because it's based off book 2, and that's where the fun begins. It's gonna get crazy. So basically, the strain is about there's a plane that lands on at the JFK airport, and it's pretty much motionless. And they find the CDC, the main characters, the two main characters. I won't ruin. There's like F and Nora, and I actually already did, but whatever. they
Damn
ex-
it!
yeah, I know what am I doing? But they discover 200 people dead on this plane, and there's only three. I think it was like four people who are still alive,
That's
and
sketchy.
they soon things get really crazy when the bodies leave, go like, and just the bodies just walk away and nobody sees it coming. No, like nobody knows what happens, and it's all due to a vampire, like a master vampire, and it gets crazy. And the TV series doesn't do a nearly as good job as the comics, in my opinion, but
Okay.
it's still worth watching. It's still worth checking out. There are a lot of boring episodes in between, but definitely check it out because season 2, I think, is going to be really great.
Isn't season one on DVD now?
It should be.
Okay. I'll have to check it out then.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I didn't catch it on TV because I think it was on cable or something.
Yeah, like it does a great job with vampires. Like it's a totally different thing than what most vampires like. It has that great horror element to the vampires, which I
Mhm.
love, and it definitely creeps you out in the first couple episodes,
Nice.
and then after that it gets into more action packed and stuff. But it does a great job with the horror element of the vampires, and physically they're a lot different. They look just like humans, but when they attack you, they actually shoot out a stinger from their mouth, which sounds kind of stupid, but once you see it for yourself, it's pretty scary. Like you don't know how you're gonna counter that. Like they're not nearly as fast as regular vampires. Like in whatever horror stories or whatever.
Right.
And you could combat that. Like they have to come super close to you. These vampires, they can be like 5 or 10 feet away, and they can still hit you with their stinger, which is pretty crazy. They're like long range attackers, and I'd be more scared of that.
Sounds like something from Resident Evil or something.
Yeah, it really does. It really is. But it's definitely check out that series, and definitely read the comic series as well. I really want to read Volume 2 now. I'm just, man. Good stuff a lot of crazy stuff is going to happen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll have to check that out then. It sounds cool.
Yeah, and it also, I forgot to mention that there's chaos in New York. There's going to be chaos in New York, so thought I just
There's
mentioned
always chaos in New York, isn't there?
Even more chaos now. Chaos upon chaos.
I mean, King Kong, Godzilla, the Transformers, all that stuff, I mean, how's that safe still standing?
Yeah, everybody wants to attack New York for some reason. They just hate it.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know.
Well, I think we should end it for real this time.
Yeah, probably.
We were sidetracked, but I actually enjoyed that, and I didn't mind that at all, actually.
That's why we need the everything but Star Wars.
Yeah, we need to do everything with Star Wars Facebook group.
No Star Wars here.
No Star Wars ever. If you post Star Wars, I'm gonna kick your asses.
Kick your virtual asses. All right.
All right. I just want to thank you, Beaver, for joining me, and yeah, we'll just end it right here, and see you guys.
Bye.